All eyes are on Friday's Bank of Japan policy meeting in anticipation the Bank of Japan will take further easing steps to battle against deflation. Joining me now on the phone to get their views on the Japanese economy and the Bank of Japan's next moves is Junko Nishioka, Chief Japan Economist in Tokyo at RBS Securities, and Frankfurt-based economist Marco Wagner from Commerzbank. Junko, first off, how much do you foresee the Bank of Japan increasing its asset purchases by?
I basically forecast that the BoJ is going to expand their asset purchase program by 5 trillion yen as a main scenario, but we don't rule out any chances that the BoJ is going to extend 5 trillion yen.
What about you, Marco? Are you expecting a reserve figure of around 5 trillion yen, or are you expecting more?
Well, I expect something around 5 trillion yen, because in February, the investors were quite overwhelmed by the 10 trillion yen expansion, to my mind. And after that, in March, they were quite disappointed. Also, the BoJ eased its policy by 2 trillion yen. So, to my mind, now it should be something in between.
Is it fair to say the markets have already priced in such a move? What about if the Bank of Japan disappoint?
Yes, I think the markets have already priced it in because they are quite sure about it. Recently, markets were disappointed and confused that the Bank of Japan refrained from losing monetary policy in March and April after it blew out the 10 trillion yen in February. They massively fueled the market expectations for loosening monetary policy now. And just for a small outlook, the problem with this now is that the Bank of Japan even disappoints the markets if they come up with less than 5 trillion yen.
Junko, there's also speculation that the central bank may also extend the maturity of Japanese government bonds it buys from 2 to 3 years. Do you see this being the case?
Given that the 2-year JGB yield has already declined close to 0.1%, it is effectively lower level of that JGB buying. I think that BoJ is likely to extend the maturity of JGB buying.
Okay, Marco, do you agree? Do you think the Bank of Japan will or should hold off for now?
I think the Bank of Japan will need more appetizers to feed the markets over the next month, because investors will claim more quantitative easing during the coming month, and the central bank would not very well be advised to launch all at once.
How much further do you think Japanese government bonds can actually rally?
Yields of 10-year government bonds are currently at about 1%. To my mind, they should remain there for the time being.
What's your outlook for the yen, particularly against the US dollar and other European currencies?
The demand on yen will strongly depend on the development of the US economy and the European debt crisis. We see the dollar-yen range between 80 to 85 for the time being. In the long run, we expect the dollar-yen exchange rates above 85 because the interest rates in Japan will remain low and other central banks will increase their interest rates sometime. Then the yen becomes the financing currency for carry trades again.
But after years of economic stagnation and deflation, Junko, do you think the market still has the confidence in the central bank to be able to meet its own goals?
BoJ has been doing a lot of effort to expand its easy monetary policy, but if you compare to the other central banks' monetary policies such as Fed or ECB, it is also true that the pace of the expansion of the BoJ is not that strong. There are considerable pressure from the market and the policymakers for the BoJ to add easy monetary policy in a bold action.
To end, this is a question for both of you. As a result of everything we've just been discussing and upcoming economic data releases, what is your overall economic outlook for Japan for 2012 and into 2013? Junko, we'll start with you first.
We are now expecting that on a fiscal year basis, Japan's GDP numbers to recover above 1.5%. The main driver of such a positive growth number is mainly driven by public investment.
And Marco, what's your view on Japan's growth outlook?
To my mind, we will see a rebound effect in 2012. Actually, we expect that the economy will grow about 2% this year. And the rebound effect will hold on even until next year, although it will be a little bit smaller, of course. So we expect Japan to grow a little less than 2% in 2013.
Thank you very much, Marco Wagner from Commerzbank and Junko Nishioka from RBS Securities for joining me. Now that's all we have for the moment, but stay tuned to Dukascopy TV. Goodbye for now.